I come home in the morning, I go to bed feeling the same way. I ain't nothing but tired, I'm just tired and bored with myself.
Welcome to Cadeau and Janko Wednesdays at Lunch
Burger Edition.
This week, Matthew and I went to Copper Branch, multiple locations all throughout town, even on the South Shore, suburbs, other provinces. Copper Branch is a big chain of vegetarian and vegan dishes. Matthew, you weren't too excited when I suggested another veggie burger, but it's been a little while, and I've got other veggie burgers on our list that we'll definitely get to. But veggie burger, Matthew, what were your initial thoughts when I suggested this?
Well, I was not pleased, Sebastian, because this was going to end up being my supper. This is a very late night recording for us, and
It is actually
And since we were not able to get this burger together
at lunch.
You're going to be listening at lunch, but this was a supper burger for me, and it was all I was going to have for supper. So when you suggested Copper Branch, two thoughts went through my head. One is that I hate you for suggesting another one, and so soon after we had that one.
It's been months. It was when we had Miron. It was like February.
Yeah, you're right. But another thought went through my head, being like, yes, we finally get it out of the way.
I suppose.
And then I don't ever have to look back and go back to Copper Branch. And you know what? It didn't surprise me at all. It was actually worse than I thought it would be.
Okay, Matthew. I mean, before we really get into Copper Branch and the quality of the food, Matthew, this past weekend was the Osheaga Music Festival.
Yes.
You told me in last week's episode that you would be camping alongside the festival exit or whatever, the walls, the gates.
Yeah. That was the plan.
Did you end up go camping?
I did not go. The weather just didn't look very promising, and I would roll out of bed and I'd see the clouds in the sky, and I was like, no, not today. But
Were there any acts that you were interested in seeing that you just decided, no, not today?
Not so much, actually. Usually for Osheaga, I don't know most of them. I know maybe the top three big ones on the poster. But even then, just because I know them doesn't mean I like them. And then maybe 6 or 7 other ones, and there was nothing that really grabbed my attention this time.
Okay.
I would have enjoyed seeing Heat.
Mm-hmm.
But, I didn't need to go for the weekend and get rained on. How was it over there? Did it rain a lot?
When you say you didn't have to go for the weekend, are you talking about the artist?
Yeah, no, I did not need to go to see them at all. Were they one of the big headliners? Is that what everybody wanted to see?
They were the Sunday night closer.
I mean, I know maybe 2 songs, and I don't like them. And I don't I don't see a crowd of people enjoying their music.
There were thousands upon thousands of people.
Yeah,
easily.
They were just there for Heat.
Yeah, that was it, and they just stuck around.
Yeah,
for a whole other day. Heat played on Saturday, so I ended up going all 3 days. Rain kind of spoiled the parade on Friday. Mm-hmm. It was a little disappointing that I didn't get to see De La Soul. They got rained out. I also missed out on Angel Olsen that I wanted to see because of the rain.
What does this mean?
Which was a real downer.
Rained out.
Well, it's like it was too windy and rainy for them to perform.
Did they still get paid?
I don't know, probably.
I mean, they get flown down here. They're just waiting for the rain to go. But if they don't get to play, they can't play in the rain. I mean, they're sheltered.
Not really. It depends on the stages. Some of the stages offer more or less shelter. But if the wind is blowing right at the stage, then it's just going to be a wet stage, and it's a little dangerous. Well, once the rain cleared up, I saw some stages getting squeegeed off so that the next band could come out.
Okay. That's even more of a reason not to go. I thought they played Rain or Shine.
I mean, it did to an extent. It was really coming down. It was kind of torrential at that point. But Heat, guest of previous episode, Matt Fiorentino, guitarist for Heat. They played on Saturday early afternoon. I think their set wrapped up around 2, and I caught the end of it. And then I ran into him in the forest. He was, I think he was getting a burger. I think he was getting a burger for his wife.
In the forest?
Well, it's like there's a foresty pathway from stage to stage. It wasn't just like off in the woods.
Okay, I thought you meant like off of the terrain, just somewhere in the forest.
And then I ran into him in the woods looking for Bigfoot.
No, nothing would surprise me with that man.
But overall, Osheaga Music Festival this year, very, very fun. 3 days, got a little bit of sun even despite all that rain.
Any farmer tan?
A little bit of a farmer tan, yeah.
But how so? You had no sleeves.
I had no sleeves. That's
Yeah.
why I had a farmer tan.
No, farmer.
Oh, I guess that's a different than a farmer tan, yeah.
Yeah, farmer tan is where you see the sleeves, the sleeve lines. But this means your arms got roasted
Right
evenly.
up to the shoulders.
Oh,
right
okay.
up to the shoulders.
So it just looks like you were in overalls.
So there you go, like a true farmer. Very few sleeves were worn at Osheaga in general. I saw at one point there was a guy in jean overalls that were cut off into shorts and a red sleeveless T-shirt and a Super Mario hat. No mustache, but he was like, "Oh, we got a Mario. That's a pretty casual Mario. That's cool." And then maybe an hour later, I saw a really tall guy in overalls with a purple shirt and a purple Waluigi hat. And they walked up to each other and they said, "Where's a Luigi?" And then they ran off together. And later in the day, I saw a Wario run by with them. I never saw Luigi all weekend. I don't know if that was the joke that there was no Luigi, so they kept asking, "Where's the Luigi?" But I saw everyone else in the group.
I wonder if they knew each other.
I'm sure they knew each other. I'm pretty sure that was their plan, that like they came in costume so that they'd be easier to find each other.
Probably, yes. That's interesting. I don't know. Do you think it makes it easier to find?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
Costumes make it easier to find. I was in our group, a couple people had green, like a tennis ball green baseball caps.
Okay.
So easy to spot in a crowd. It was really fantastic. You could have like 3,000 people in between you and them, and you'd be like, "There they are, got it."
Okay. I would think the easiest way was just to be very tall. Maybe be like a 6'5", 6'8" kind of height.
That's handy, but if you also wear a brightly colored hat, it's even more helpful.
All right. Well, I think if we ever go, we should just do what you did once in high school and wear those coffee cans on your feet, just to gain like another foot of height.
I totally forgot about wearing those coffee cans. What was I doing that for? Why did I need to be like 10 inches taller?
Yeah, I think you just felt like you want to know how the tall people lived. How there was one particularly tall person in our high school, and I think you just wanted to see what the air was like up there. But I don't remember it going very well for you. It was very hard for you to get around.
Yeah, very difficult to walk.
And I'm pretty sure someone kicked one of those cans from under you, and it just collapsed.
I wouldn't be surprised at all. And then there's a dent in the can. It's not as structurally sound. Yeah. And that's the end of the walk-in on coffee cans.
Cylinders are supposed to be one of the strongest shapes, you know?
That's right. But once you dent the side of it, it's no longer cylindrical, loses its strength.
So maybe not the best idea for Osheaga, but no.
Yeah.
But was it like a Woodstock? Was it all muddy on the Friday?
The Friday was actually very, very muddy. I needed to ditch the shoes and shorts I was wearing that day because they were really muddied up. I went with flip-flops or sandals, I guess, for the rest of the weekend, and a different pair of shorts.
Okay. Not underpants and bare feet.
Correct.
Okay.
Matthew, so you didn't go camping. You didn't go to the Osheaga Music Festival. What did you do this weekend?
That's a really good question.
One for the ages.
Yeah, I'm trying to think back to what I did. It was a lot of looking at the weather and either being happy I didn't go to Osheaga because the weather was so poor, or seeing the quick turnaround and being like, "Oh, now I wish I went. I wish I was having."
the Saturday there was one like shower on the Saturday, but that really wasn't too bad. It was in the evening anyway. It was really the Friday that there was a lot of rain, and towards the evening, it didn't matter so much anymore. And then during the Lord set, it started really coming down, and I like Lord, but not enough to just stand in the pouring rain
and yell at her. Is that what you do at concerts, though? Do you just yell at the people like you do at a parade?
You'd think I would, but not that much.
Okay.
I applaud. I might woo
loudly
if my hands are full.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm a loud clapper, I've been told.
Yeah, I can imagine. Those palms slapping together are going to make quite a bang.
I find it's fingertips into the palm that make the real loud clap.
So what did I do on the weekend, Sebastian? I really, Friday I did not very much. And
Okay.
Saturday the weather got pretty nice, but I still did not do very much. I really can't remember what I did. The only thing I know, I went out for sushi on a Sunday night.
Matthew, what are your feelings on sushi? I feel like you're a picky eater, and sushi doesn't jive with Matthew's normal diet.
See, a lot of people have been saying that, but you can order things like popcorn chicken, skewered beef, little edamame beans.
Where did you go eat sushi that you were getting skewered beef?
It's pretty much everywhere you go, but this time I went to this Crystal Sushi place. It's very close to my home, which is great because when I'm done eating, I'm very full and I just want to lie down. And this
is it one of those all-you-can-eat sushis?
Yeah, those are the only sushis I like because it's so expensive, so I need to try and eat as much of it as I can.
I see your point.
But I like sushi as long as there's not a lot of fish. I think the fish part of it is the part I hate the most. Sometimes you can get sushi with a little bit of steak inside of it or a little bit of chicken. Mango.
Yeah, do you prefer the ones where it's like a bit of cucumber or a bit of mango or something instead?
Yeah, I do actually. The fish, if it's a very small piece, and sometimes if I'm not sure what it is, if it might be eel, I don't want it. I'll pay the $1 to not touch it.
The $1 penalty to not eat it?
Yeah.
Now, Matthew, what if you don't even know if it's eel? You're just thinking that might be eel, so I don't want to try it?
Yeah, basically.
What if eel is the fish that turns out you love the most? Is eel even a fish? I don't even know. Let's move on.
Some kind of sea serpent. I just remember from Ariel, the Little Mermaid, and it doesn't want to be something that I want to enjoy eating. I'll eat a flounder. I'll eat a Sebastian, but I'm not going to eat the one-eyed evil little thing.
Do they have one eye?
I think there were two of them, and they each had one eye, and they would join together and make one eye to have some sort of weird projection. It's been a long time. I don't.
Yeah, I haven't seen that movie in a very long time. When I think of eels, I think of Super Mario 64 and that giant eel that occupies the sunken ship, and it's easily the scariest individual thing in the game. It's got big sharp teeth and scary eyes.
Still not something I would want to eat.
Not a revenge?
Because I don't know if it's the same one from the video games.
Fair enough.
But so I'm going to leave this place and I have to pay them, as you do.
As you normally do.
And then normally I go for lunch because I'm cheaper than the kind of people who go for supper on a weekend. That's when they gouge you.
Do they? You think they're changing the price?
Oh, they changed the price substantially by double.
Really?
Yeah.
Because it's the weekend?
The weekend and supper.
Really? Okay, wow.
Yeah, you can go for like $12, $13 during the week at lunch, but this one was with tax in, it was nearly $40.
You can go get all you can eat sushi for $12 or $13?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You gotta send me the address of this place. I'll go eat a bunch of sushi for lunch tomorrow.
I don't know what I've just unleashed you to now if you know. But so it's expensive, and I'm going there with my girlfriend, and I'm thinking, we've been dating long enough that we can each pay for our own half. Otherwise, it's gonna cost me $80. This is just a mutual thing. There's no special occasion. It's a mutual outing.
Now, do you think you could push it far enough where you just say, "This one's on you, babe"?
I think I could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
But I mean, there was no ill feelings to the other one for doing this. This is just a way for us to both go and not spend nearly $100 on supper.
Mm-hmm.
But when I ask for the bill at the end, I ask him, "Can you split the bill?" And then he stands there for a while. He looks very confused, and he starts like really concentrating on something.
Was he dividing in his mind?
I don't know what he. And then he was like, "Well, there's two parts of me. There's the part of me that's a waiter, and then there's a part of me that's a man, and the part of me that's a man does not want to split this bill."
Oh wow!
So he's insulting me.
He is
sitting
calling
at that table.
out your manhood.
And then we have an awkward little laugh about it, and then he goes and he brings two bills. And he gives me both of the bills. Like, again, a second jab as he pushes those bills toward me. If I was a more vengeful person, I would just walk out of there. But it's so close to home, and I want to go back.
The sushi was too good. They put a little bit of steak in there.